Facsimile, written by Gary Makin. Fade in. Exterior, downtown Los Angeles night. The skyline has twice as many skyscrapers. Some have LED facades that display advertisements. One slowly revolves. A rotorcraft enforcement drone flies overhead, heading for the financial district. Super, Los Angeles, 2014. Outside the club, Locus. A pretty woman, in her 20s, leaves via the main entrance, passing two burly doormen, who step aside as she walks into the parking lot next door. In the parking lot, she comes to her car and presses a button on the door to unlock it. Nothing happens. She presses again and pulls the handle. The door won't open. Wearily, she gets a smartphone out of her handbag and clicks on an app to unlock the door. It doesn't work either. She tries again. Again, nothing happens.
God damn it.
She looks in her bag for something and, exasperated, leaves the lot. She passes a full-size van with a man with a butch cut behind the wheel. He rolls down his window and watches her walk past. Street. The woman doesn't notice him and clicks on an AutoCab app on her phone. The screen says the application AutoCab has stopped unexpectedly. Please try again. She shakes her head and keeps walking. Behind her in the parking lot, the driver of the van starts the ignition. The woman is unaware of him and tries her taxi app again. The phone screen again says the application AutoCab has stopped unexpectedly. Please try again.
What?
Irritated, she looks back and notices the driver of the idling van watching her. He looks away suddenly. Nervously, she looks around for signs of other people. A PTZ IP camera on an LED street lamp tracks her movements automatically. Surveillance camera POV. It zooms in and runs a biometric scan. Back to scene. Low to herself.
Don't be paranoid.
She sees an AutoCab taxi with tinted windows coming the other way and flags it down. It pulls up and a back door opens automatically. Interior, taxi. The woman gets in and the door closes. Off screen, we hear an easygoing male voice.
Where to, miss?
1154 South Figueroa Street.
Estimated fare is $21.62.
The woman nods and waves her phone in front of the computer terminal, which fails to read the contactless payment. She tries again. Again, nothing happens. Frustrated, she looks at the driver for help, but there is none. It's a driverless cab.
My phone isn't working.
She puts the phone away in her purse and fumbles in her wallet for some money.
Can I pay with cash?
Unsympathetic.
We don't accept cash, miss.
A text version of what the car is saying appears simultaneously on the windshield HUD. Deflated, the woman doesn't know what to do. It's a long walk home.
You'll have to get out, miss.
She nods dejectedly and does so as the door opens automatically. Exterior street night. The woman gets out of the taxi cab and the electric vehicle drives away. Lightly dressed, she hugs herself in the cool night air and walks. As the van from before slowly drives up beside her, she looks at the driver.
Need a ride?
Warily.
No, thanks.
You sure? It's no problem.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
Nods.
Okay.
He nonchalantly checks his rear view and exterior mirror a moment and nods at someone in the back. A heavy man swings open the side door and steps out. The woman sees he has a stun gun, and as he raises it, grabs and deflects the sparking weapon, drops her handbag, and knees him in the groin. He doubles over in pain and drops the gun. She runs away. At man,
Get her!
the man shrugs off his pain and gives chase, not picking up the gun. In the van, a bespectacled man sits on the bench with a laptop, unable to see what's going on. The woman kicks off her heels and runs faster, looking for help or somewhere to hide. The club is way behind her now.
Help! Somebody help me!
There's no one to hear it. She runs into a factory lot and clambers over a metal fence. The man catches up and grabs her, but she struggles away from him. Factory lot. On the other side of the fence, she runs through an open roller door. As the man scrambles after her, the van pulls up behind him. Interior factory. The woman bursts in and sees an assembly line of multi-axis robots, 3D printing cars on sliding build platforms. Looking for people?
Help! Help me!
The noise of machinery drowns her out. The man follows close behind and pulls a handgun. The woman turns to see him and runs again. He chases and grabs her by the hair with a gloved hand. She struggles free again, and he pistol whips her across the temple. Bloodied and stunned, she clambers over a metal cage onto a stationary platform, trying to avoid the robots. The man climbs in after her, but just as she makes it to the other side, a robot arm knocks him over and starts printing. Dropping the gun and pinned down, he screams in pain as 3 other robots join in and print a car chassis on top of him, layer by molten layer. The woman looks on in shock as the man, off screen, stops screaming suddenly. The computer VDT says, build 5% complete. Exterior street, night. Driving back the way it came, the van brakes suddenly. The side door opens, and the man in the back recovers the drop stun gun. The van speeds away, leaving the woman's bag in the foreground. Fade to black. Fade in, exterior factory, later. Parked inside the enclosed lot of patrol cars, crime lab vehicles, and an ambulance. Interior car. A man, face visible in the rearview mirror, pulls up to the factory, police radio on in the background. Exterior lot, night. The unmarked car stops at the gate where a patrolman stands guard. The driver of the car rolls down his window and shows a police badge to the uniformed cop, who nods for him to drive through. The car parks and a butterfly door opens. Detective Michael Morales steps out and scans the scene. He's in his late 30s, athletic, and wears a jacket and clothes that wouldn't be out of place today. A female paramedic and a patrolman tend to the young woman in the back of the ambulance. A husky patrolwoman comes over to meet Morales. Like all beat cops, she wears a body camera. Her name tag reads Evers.
You homicide?
Morales nods. Regarding factory,
Hell of a scene in there.
off woman,
Some guys in a van just attacked her.
Any idea why?
shakes head.
She doesn't know. She said they followed her from a club up the street after she couldn't get into her car.
Why couldn't she get in a car?
Her phone wasn't working.
Slightly sarcastic,
Didn't she have a key?
shakes head amused.
No?
Nods then,
How many in the van?
2 maybe?
off factory.
Including the dead guy?
Morales nods and looks at the woman again. She has a blanket wrapped around her and holds onto it like a child.
What's her name?
Paige Taylor.
Nods then regarding factory.
I'll check it out.
The patrolwoman nods and goes back to the ambulance. Morales walks to the factory where he lifts some police tape over his head. Interior, factory floor. Morales enters. A male operator and a female supervisor are still giving statement to a couple of patrolmen. All printing has stopped. 3 forensic technicians are busy working the area where the incident happened. Their flexible OLED jackets say SID on the back. And then, for non-emergencies, call 1877 Ask LAPD. One, Long, bags the handgun, while another, Kyswaty, takes pictures of the robot with a flash camera. The third, Ortiz, scans for fingerprints and DNA with a UV gun. Morales has his view blocked of the dead body for a moment. Ortiz moves out of the way inside the cage, revealing Paige's attacker has melted together with the metal floor of the car chassis. Not something you see every day.
Jesus.
Noticing him,
You got nailed.
Morales can't tell if the plated stiff is black or white.
Caucasian?
Pauses then,
I'm not sure. Did anyone see anything?
shakes his head working.
No, not many people work here. What about cameras? They were offline.
Morales is immediately suspicious. Paige's phone, and now this.
Is there a security guard?
Nods over Morales' shoulder.
Here he is now.
The uniformed male security guard, who looks like he should be retired, walks over from an office in the front of the building. Nods at guard,
You didn't see anything.
slightly embarrassed.
No, I was in the can.
What happened with your cameras?
Shrugs.
I don't know.
Then,
They're working fine now. Came back right after the guy died.
That's odd.
the guard just nods.
Okay, that's all for now.
The guard nods and walks away back to his office, obviously relieved that the questions are over. Morales watches him go for a moment, then, over at Ortiz,
How are you gonna get the body out?
We can't.
then,
He'll have to be melted down with the car.
Morales shakes his head in disbelief. Exterior, factory lot, night. Morales walks out to the open ambulance a few minutes later. Evers and the paramedic move out of the way, and Paige looks up at him, still shaken. She has smart plaster on her cleansed wound. To paramedic.
How's she doing?
Mild head injury, but otherwise fine.
To Paige.
Miss Taylor, I'm Detective Morales. I'd like to speak to you for a moment, and then you'll be taken to the station, okay?
She nods numbly.
Do you have any idea why someone would attack you?
She shakes her head.
Was anyone stalking you before tonight?
She shakes her head.
The men in the van, did you see them in the club?
Pauses, then shakes head.
No,
Are you sure?
I don't know. There were a lot of people in there.
Alright, I just need to take a picture.
She nods and Morales gets a smartphone out of his jacket pocket. He presses a couple of touchscreen buttons and lines it up, then clicks off a picture, pocketing phone.
You'll be taken to the station now. You'll be safe there.
Paige nods, eager to leave. She puts on her shoes, which someone recovered along with her purse, to Evers.
I'll check out the club.
The policewoman nods, and she and the paramedic get Paige out of the ambulance and into the waiting cruiser as Morales walks to his car. Surveillance camera POV. Someone could be watching.